all across the world right now, somebody's comparing Kobe to Mike or LeBron to Mike. But honestly, neither one of them have reached that GOAT level. Listen, Kobe's an assassin, the Black Mamba. LeBron, well, he's the chosen one, aka the king. They both were the best in their eras, and they both are bona fide locks for the Hall of Fame. So on this journey, we're going to break it down. Kobe versus LeBron. Who's better? We're going to look at their stats. We're going to go into their awards, their talent, their skills. We're going to look at their failures, their successes, everything. And we're going to see who's better, LeBron or Kobe. Let's go. Welcome back to Journey of a Ballaholic, the best talk show for basketball addicts. I'm your host, General Hannibal X. Now listen, if you're looking for passionate and in-depth analysis on the hottest NBA and college basketball topics, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And make sure you also tap that notification bell so that anytime I drop a new video, you'll get that update, which is every Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, let's go ahead and get right into this player comparison. Now, we're going to be comparing their defense, we're going to look at their dribbling, we're going to break down shooting, finishing ability, their passing, rebounding, everything. We're going to look at the stats, awards, and how they affected their team's winning. Let's go ahead and jump right into it and start off with defense first. Now, when it comes to defense, these are two of the most elite defenders the NBA has ever had. In their prime, they both were perennial first-team all-defenders. Guys that could take over the game not only on offense, but on the defensive end as well. Their signature defensive styles were different though. LeBron was known as an elite rim protector for his position, a guy who mastered the timing of the chase down block. And as a help defender or a trailer on the blade, that's where he thrived. His timing combined with his speed and his vertical, it allowed him to meet would-be scorers when they least expected it at the apex of their jump. He would repeatedly pin player shots on the glass or send it flying into the courtside seats. It was James' size and his strength that gave him that reputation of somebody that could literally guard, briefly, the 1 through the 5 position. LeBron made his first all-defensive team in 2009. Now listen, that year it coincided with the offseason that he spent on Team USA working with and learning from Kobe Bryant. Kobe at that point had already made 8 all-defensive teams and was known as one of, if not the, best perimeter defender in the NBA. Kobe was an absolute ball hawk, known for applying pressure the entire 94 feet. It was his killer mentality that he had not only on offense, but where he also thrived on the challenge of being able to guard the other team's best scorer, regardless of size or position. Kobe's early years he spent playing soccer, and that provided him with those quick feet. And he became one of those type of defenders that was able to use his feet exceptionally well. Kobe was also a very fundamentally sound defender who didn't do a lot of fouling despite all the steals that he got. A lot of times Kobe's defense was about effort. It was about getting low and just truly outworking your opponent. Kobe didn't have the size or the strength or even the athletic ability that LeBron had. So what he did is he made up with that with the hunger, a desire to be great on both ends, and he started his career off that way. Bryant played defense like he was playing chess. He would spend hours literally studying film on his opponent, learning their favorite moves, the way they preferred to drive, and he would use this info to be able to anticipate the offensive player's next steps before they even made them. So as a defender, LeBron, as great as he was, I gotta give Kobe, who was a 12-time all-defensive member, I gotta give him the edge when it comes to defense. Now when it comes to dribbling, neither Kobe or LeBron would ever be confused with ball handlers like Curly Neal, Kyrie Irving, or even Steph Curry. Oh, but don't get it twisted. Both LeBron and Kobe had a dazzling array of moves that would left would-be defenders either crossed up, ankles broken, or just simply left behind just looking. Kobe and LeBron, they were very similar with the handles that they had. The skill was there, no doubt. If they were playing at the Rucker Park, they could put on a dribbling show without question with some of the best. But what they both knew is that in the NBA game, the ball handling was just the means. The means of just getting by your primary defender so that you could finish strong over and or around the help defender. They both could penetrate using their left or their right hand. I think that when you kind of break down the differences, Kobe had the better crossover, while I think LeBron had probably the better behind the back dribble. Now, Kobe used that between the leg dribble and the spin move. I think he used that more efficiently and effectively to be able to create open shots for himself. While LeBron, he had a really nice hesitation move. he would kind of just stop his defenders in his tracks and then be able to just blow by them, finishing at the rim. And I think he was able to use that because he had those massive shoulders. And that kind of just provided just enough of a visual, just enough to be able to sell the defender that he was going left, and then poof, he'd take off right to his right and be gone. Kobe was similar, but he was a little bit more fluid with his movements. Like I say, at the end of the day, it's very hard to truly break down the two of them as far as their dribbling and their ball handling ability, because like I said, they both were really efficient, they both were really effective, and they had some style, some pizzazz with it as well. This is a close one. It's close, but I think at the end of the day, I've got to go with Kobe Bryant here. I mean, his ability to cross over, his ability to get into the paint, as well as being able to hit that 1-2 pull-up, I think out of that dribble move, I think it kind of gives him the slightest edge over LeBron. Now let's jump over to the shooting comparison, because sometimes numbers can be deceiving. And in terms of Kobe and LeBron, I think that they are. Now, neither guy's looked at as an elite shooter per se, more as elite scorers. But it's their shooting and the respect that it garners that forces defenders to have to push up and take away any open shots that they get. But what's most impressive about these two isn't just their ability to shoot the ball, but it's their ability to end games with deep range. Time and time again, we've seen Kobe hit those walk-off jumpers dead in the defender's face. Now, Phil Jackson, he said it best. He said that Michael Jordan was the best at being able to create open shots, but that Kobe Bryant was the best at hitting those tough, contested shots. And that was Kobe's claim to fame. His ability to practice shot after shot. It gave him that muscle memory that was needed to be able to shoot over those defenders despite how heavily contested he was. Listen, it didn't matter if it was 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4 guys were draped all over. Kobe was going to get into his move, the same move that he had practiced for hours, and chances are he was going to hit that tough shot. For over a decade, Kobe was number 1 in the NBA in most threes made in the game with 12. Well, that was until elite three-point shooters Steph Curry and Klay Thompson came along and passed him up. LeBron, despite beginning his career with a below 33% average on threes, he worked diligently on his shot, and ultimately he surpassed Kobe as a better deep ball shooter. One thing that's been so impressive about LeBron is how clutch he's become with those jumpers. We've seen many games end with LeBron hitting that dagger over the outstretched defense, whether it was on a 3 or a free throw line fadeaway. But see, it's that mid-range, it's that turnaround game, and that fadeaway that Kobe mastered after hours and hours of work, along with the mental focus needed to be a much better free throw shooter than LeBron, that I think that gives Kobe the ultimate edge in the shooting compartment over LeBron James. Now listen, it's close, but I gotta give the shooting to Kobe. Finishing, I think, is gonna be the toughest comparison to distinguish. See, both of these guys are skywalkers. I mean, absolute jump out the gym level finishers. The amount of posters that these two have on defenders combined, it's insane. I mean, they each have a style that separates them, but they have dunks that are going to be immortalized in the annals of NBA history. I mean, just think about some of the names of guys that Kobe's dunked on. Not scored on, but dunked on. Guys like Garnett, Duncan, Yao Ming, Emeka Okafor, Dwight Howard, Ben Wallace. He literally put elite rim protectors on posters. Then you have LeBron, who has two of the most amazing yet embarrassing dunks of all time. Do you remember when he baptized Jason Terry into the floor of the Boston Garden? Or what about when he jumped over the head? You heard it right. Jumped over the head of John Lucas III. To say that LeBron is a freak of nature is underselling who and what he is. LeBron is the most athletic player the NBA has ever seen. 6'8", 260 pounds of pure muscle, supremely fast and just as explosive. LeBron's ability to jump higher than the defender, mixed with the ferocity to throw it down on their head, it's insane, man. Listen, Kobe's creative in the air, sort of kind of like Jordan-ish. But Kobe's like lightning. He's here 1 second and striking at the rim the next. Kobe's acclaimed killer instinct, that Mamba mentality, it can be summed up in his crafty yet menacing dunks. It was that kind of kill or be killed mentality that he played with. Whereas LeBron is different. LeBron is like thunder. You see it coming, but when it explodes, it still startles you. I think what separates LeBron from Kobe in this particular department, I think it's the transition game. LeBron's ability to catch those lobs, it's legendary. We know that LeBron is bigger, we know he's stronger, but the speed that LeBron runs with in the open court, that's what surprises defenders. You mix that speed with what appears to be a one-legged jump off of a trampoline, and in transition, there's nothing like it in the NBA. So when it comes to finishing, I gotta give this edge to LeBron. Now when it comes to passing, it's not just about the stats. Russell Westbrook has averaged 10 plus assists in each of the last 3 seasons. And who really thinks that he's a better passer than, say, Chris Paul or Rajon Rondo? The point is, we often have to look a little deeper than the stats when comparing great players. However, the difference in assist stats between these two, man, it's eye-popping. LeBron's rookie year, he averaged a career low 5.9 assists. Kobe only has 3 seasons over his entire 20-year career where he averaged more than 5.9 assists. Now, that's not to say that Kobe wasn't a good passer, because he was. Honestly, I think Kobe was an underrated passer. Kobe was exceptional at attacking the basket, knowing that the defense would collapse on him, and his best pass was that behind-the-back pass, setting up great finishers like Shaq and Gasol. He was able to drop it off to them for easy baskets, and as many of Kobe's shots came from those fake shots that turned into an assist. He hit him with those open darts, but that's what separates LeBron from Kobe. LeBron is like magic. A guy that often looks to set his teammates up first and then get his shot second. LeBron's a wizard with the ball. It's like he's got eyes in the back of his head or something. He knows where each one of his teammates are and knows the defensive rotations that are coming. LeBron doesn't just pass to the open man like most. LeBron often creates those open shots for wide open teammates. And it has a lot to do with knowing how to play the angles. His bounce passes are like a lesson in the game of pool on how to use English to perfectly put spin on the ball. But his misdirection / no-look passes, oh, that's geometry 101. The quickest distance between 2 points is a straight line, and those darts that he throws are lightning quick and on target. There is zero question as to who wins the passing category. It's got to be LeBron James. Now, when it comes to rebounding, we know that you don't have to be the biggest man to be a better rebounder. I mean, Dennis Rodman has proven that. Kobe is a good rebounder. I mean, we've seen in critical moments like Game 6 of the 2010 finals, he had 11 rebounds. Game 7, he had 15 rebounds. But LeBron's the better rebounder. I mean, he's got 4 seasons averaging over 8 rebounds and a career average of 7.4 rebounds. At the end of the day, LeBron's just bigger, he's stronger, he jumps higher. I mean, it's really no question when it comes to the rebounding. And yes, even though effort and positioning, things like that matter, sometimes you just got to go and jump over the rim and get it. Now, when it comes to the stats category, this is where LeBron has a clear edge. When it comes to points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks, he has the advantage in the per game aspect as well as in the regular season and the playoffs. Now, Kobe Bryant, we know he had the 81-point game. We know about the 62 points he put up in just 3 quarters. I mean, he had one of the most amazing scoring stretches of all time, hitting 40-plus points in 9 straight games, and also that mind-blowing 4 straight games of 50-plus points. But LeBron becoming the only player in the top 10 in career points and as well as assists, and being the only player to ever average a triple-double in the finals, I gotta give the stat category to LeBron. Now, when it comes to awards, LeBron has the edge in the regular season MVP, finals MVPs, first team All-NBA selections, and Rookie of the Year award. Kobe's edge comes in the All-Star appearances, in the All-Star MVPs. He has more first team All-Defense as well as total All-Defensive selections, as well as he has more scoring titles. Now, the awards category slightly have to give that advantage to LeBron James as well. As we break down these players from a winning perspective, I think we have to start with LeBron James and his biggest success. To me, that's the 2016 NBA championship where he led the Cleveland Cavaliers back from a 3-1 deficit over the 7-3 Golden State Warriors. Now, his biggest failure was in 2011, where LeBron was literally a complete no-show against the Dallas Mavericks. Now, Kobe has the advantage when it comes to championships with 5 to LeBron's 3 rings. Kobe's biggest success was in 2010 where he led the Los Angeles Lakers to a victory over the Boston Celtics to redeem that 2008 loss, and Kobe Bryant was able to win back-to-back finals MVPs, back-to-back championships, doing so for the first time without Shaquille O'Neal. Now, his biggest failure was in 2004 where he was playing with Shaquille O'Neal, and ultimately the feuding caught up between those two, and I think Kobe truly shot him and the Lakers out of a chance of winning 4 titles with him and the big fella. So at the end of the day, when it comes to the winning category, I have to give Kobe an edge over LeBron. Slightly, but I have to give him that edge. Just imagine how amazing an NBA Finals would have been to have Kobe versus LeBron. We were so close to seeing that. 2009 and 2010, we were so close. That was the best opportunity we had to see it. But ultimately, I think LeBron needs just one more title. I think he's got to get one more ring. Now, ironically, that would have to come with the Los Angeles Lakers, where Kobe Bryant spent 20 years of his career. But I think LeBron needs just one more in order to pass Kobe. In my opinion, it's close. It truly is. What do you think? I mean, like I say, either one that you pick, you can't go wrong with either one. There's a case to be made for both sides. Who do you choose as the greater of the two, LeBron or Kobe? Go down to the comment section below and let me know who you choose as the greater in the all-time rankings. Listen, I appreciate you taking a look at this video. As always, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, tap that like button, and hit that notification bell so that you can stay updated with the journey of a Ballaholic.